Okay, welcome to my live stream where we just shoot the shit. Ne. なんか there's new feature, I guess. It says community. Community. What is this? For example, if I say community ranking, Antonio and Anthony come first, like I don't know, first user, second user, 25x point, XP, like something point. I don't know what it is. Maybe you write some chats, then you gain some kind of community points. If you super chat, then you have extra community points. Is that something like that? And then I think it's なんだろう contribution. It shows the contribution to this live stream. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, for example, now it says MR3 space. お、ちょっと待って。What happened to the camera? What's going on? Don't. Let me change the setting. こうかな。あれ It's not working. Why? Okay, gotta change something else. Face gone. You smell tech trouble. Yes. キャメラがねつかない。これはこっちはキャメラハブではついてるけどストリームの方に
Try restarting camera hub.
OK
One moment, chat. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Restart it.
Camera hub.
キャメラハブ
The whole.
したよ。
So you closed it and opened it again? Okay.
Doesn't really change.
Now switch back.
Switch back.
Yeah. To the face cam. One second. Try again.
Try what? Still connecting, I think.
How's it? Switch it.
Switch.
There you go.
Thank you. I gotta change the color. Alright. Alright, we are back. Hello again. Asagi here. ね、なんでだろう。 Well, I think it's fine now. Antonio, Anthony, Alex, M3R, hello? Oh, G-Money, aloha. I think I sent you a message. Email か。Haven't heard back from you. Dive bomb. XP means experience points. Hey, experience points. Interesting. Keitaro A. Yudio. Hi. TT. Hi. Frank, welcome. Incognito. For people to complete for highest donation? I guess so. Well, on my chat, people don't really compete. I think, there are like cute streamers, gamers, and then viewers might compete. Who's the best? Who's the best contributor? みたいな。That might happen, but that I don't think it happens on my channel, to be honest. A man steals $100 bill from a store, then buys 70 back from the store using the 100 he stole, and then gets back 30 in change. How much did he steal from the store? What is going on? So highest spammer will get number one. Possibly. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Hamilton, welcome. Hope you're doing well. KBG, welcome back. But I got some bad news. I concede. I can't learn Japanese. But if it makes you feel better, if I could speak Japanese, I'd go on 100 dates. What does that mean? I conceded. I don't understand. You can't learn Japanese. I don't know. I tried to send support through your website but was unsuccessful. I will try it again soon. まあでも if you have Japanese bank account, we can make payment with the Japanese bank account. You said you have business in Japan, so I thought you might have one. What is arigato? Ask ChatGPT. I just want to support, not competing. Yeah. That's how it goes. That's how it's supposed to be. you know. Orange Grove. Best advice you could give a foreigner wanting to date a Japanese girl. It's a very broad question, so I will give you a very general advice. Learn the culture, including language. Oh. Were you disappointed? I'm curious. Is that disappointing if I just say learn the culture, learn Japanese culture, learn people, learn language? Or were you expecting more like hack? Frank, thanks for the super sticker. First super chat of the day. Frank. Thank you. I think I may go to Japan sometime in the future. I especially like going to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. Sounds good. ChatGPT? Yeah, because, I'm not a ChatGPT or I'm not a Google. That was a super easy peasy question. Concede means to give it up. Yeah. Oh, you gave up learning Japanese. Okay. I mean, if that's not your priority, nobody force you to, I can ask Okami to send to your account. Oh, Okami? あ、そっか、Okami ね。because you bought the hotel or something? Okay, sounds good. Encouraging competition for donation and spamming will be terrible idea for some streamers. ね、how do they manage it? Well, this is a new feature, so I don't know how it works yet. I also love going to Mount Fuji soon. Okay. Not disappointing at all. Learning the culture makes a lot of sense. So. Because, right. まあ、people start from somewhere, right? And for example, in my case, I started learning English because I like music, Western music. I was really attracted to Western music and some Hollywood movies such as Lord of the Rings とかね。Then I started learning English, learning the culture, especially at the university. I majored English and the culture, English culture とか English speaking country のね culture in general. And then after a while, I felt like, oh, wait, I can speak English. That means I can date foreign men, right? And then I got into like dating scene, but much later than learning language, right? So when I started dating foreigners, I already had so much like knowledge, especially knowledge ね。I already learned a lot of like Western culture in general, right? But some people, some men who come to my service, they are like, yeah, I'm interested in dating in Japan or Japanese women because I watch anime, right? That's fine, because you gotta start from somewhere, right? But what I'm telling you is that anime and video game is not all about Japan. We have so much deeper than that, right? So it's nice. It's nice that you got interested in Japanese culture by watching anime or playing video games. Sure, but you gotta catch up a lot if that's the case, right? I mean, there are some men who can just play with it. You know, they already, I don't know, maybe a good looking or like super affluent, and such. They already have so much advantage as a man, then they can date Japanese women even without knowing so much Japanese culture. Sure, but normally, or to have better relationship with a Japanese woman, you gotta learn the culture, not just anime, right? So yeah, definitely you need more commitment. When it comes to international relationship. Yudio, how long would it take me to learn Japanese if I spent 3-4 hours a day learning? 3-4 hours a day learning. That's such a that's a very big commitment. I like that. Well, if you can spend that much time, then yeah, it's very much possible to speak Japanese, at least conversational, very soon. Especially if you talk with Japanese people, なんか Japanese locals とかね。If you have an environment to use Japanese, yeah, sounds more promising. I communicated Chinese directions through ChatGPT at an airport. I would normally avoid that, but was desperate. If you really can't learn there, is that Frank, I'm focusing on learning basic Japanese words and phrases makes it not so overwhelming. Okay. Nat Turner. If you selected 100 random Japanese people off the street, how many would be able to have a conversation in English? Well, it depends on the place. Depends on the demographic of the place, I guess. If you go to Tokyo, maybe more people speak English, but a little more. But of all Japanese people, right? People who can speak English fluently is less than 10%. So if you talk to 100 people on the street, then 10 people can have conversation in English with no problem, right? And I guess there are 10% more people who just manage to speak English, like not comfortably, but broke English or something like that. So I would say like 20%. Well, Angelite. Currently doing my best to learn Japanese to make my month-long trip next month a little easier. Sounds good. And maybe meet someone special. Once you understand how to make the different forms, it gets easier. Right. Good luck with that. I'm moving to Tokyo soon for work. It sounds good. Planning to grind N5 via Bumpo. Any recommendations for dating apps? まあ、なんだろうな。You can start from international dating apps such as Bumble. If you are in Tokyo, if you come to Tokyo, then Bumble sounds like a good idea. かな? If you speak a little more Japanese, then you can sign up for Japanese dating apps but I guess N5 かN5 is very basic, so maybe yeah, and 番号とかかね。ね、as you say, you're you're still beginner in Japanese, and um, so there is a language barrier, right? So I assume it's gonna be harder for you to meet women in real life if you don't speak Japanese. Then I would say go online. Start from online would be a great idea. And when it comes to making good dating profile, because without that you're not gonna get any luck there. If you want to make a good dating profile to attract Japanese woman, then reading my ebook, I definitely recommend it. And then you can learn like some like things to expect, right? In Japanese, dating Japanese women in general by reading the book. If you are like beginner, oh my gosh, it did it again. なんで why this keep disappearing? Sorry, technical issue again. What's going on? Changing. We gotta restart the camera again? No way. Yeah, restarting camera. Sorry guys. Whoosh. And I'm super yellow now, so I gotta change the color. Wait. Okay, hopefully it works longer. Yeah, maybe I have to reinstall the Streamlabs again. Maybe it's probably some kind of connection. Yeah, connection issue going on. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, if you don't know anything about dating culture, dating in Japan, then start from reading my ebook and go on online option is something I recommend. What time is it in Spain, right? ChatGPT question. John, hello. Daniel and Yuka-chan, hello. Happy Sunday, ne? Have you seen the video with Nobita and Kafo Shibuya about the declining birth rate in Japan? She was very honest. Oh my gosh. Oh, that video makes me very angry. Makes me very angry. I really dislike the video. That was a really bad. He did a really bad job there. That Nobita came back again. You know, that Nobita. You know what I'm talking about? That Nobita. Because in general, especially, for his recent work, I'm not opposed to his content, right? I'm not really like, I generally respect what he does. He goes to authorities. He interviews many people, and focus on listening to them, right? And then I admire. I have some respect at some level, but sometimes he does a really misleading contents, or very kind of like misleading. Misleading is more mild way to say it, I guess, because so that video, right? Or why Japanese women don't want to have kids anymore. Like that was like a theme of the video, right? I get it. I guess many people are curious to know that, but it was a very one-sided video. Yeah, Daniel, right? Cause, so, okay, let's ask Japanese women why they don't want to have kids, right? Then giving a mic to a woman who used to be a JAB actress and doing a live stream, and her selling point is like, a cutie and sexy body and kind of stuff, right? That's her strong point. She admits that, right? And then strongly opposed to the idea of having kids, right? Having her to listen to what Japanese women think, right? It's generally not a good idea. Because, A, she is not the typical Japanese woman, right? I'm not against her career background or anything, but man, being in a sex industry is not a normal thing to do. Not the majority. Majority of women are just working in a daytime job, daytime job, like normal, right? Yeah, she's not your typical Japanese woman, right there. So asking her that question doesn't really reflect Japanese women's opinion, first of all. And also, in Japan, yes, some women, or compared to the past, more women are not choosing to have kids. Sure, but there are also many women who want to have kids, but they can't, right? And it's mostly financial issue. They don't think they can afford kids. That's why it's gonna be later and later, and finally want to have kids, or once they become like 35 or something, they can finally expect kids. Then after 35 or 40, it's gonna be harder for them to be fertile. I think that's the general demographic to go. That's the general thing, right? Because, like, what's the point? You can't change their mind. Women who are like, who decide not to have kids, like Kaho Shibuya. She's like determined. She's not gonna have kids no matter what. You can't convince her. She's decided, period. Right? But there are so many women who are not like, opposed to the idea, but they don't have a chance. Financial issues, they haven't found the right man or things like that, right? So supporting those women, listening to those women is much, much better idea to solve this issue. Not Kaho Shibuya. But people like me, right? I mean, I wasn't opposed to the idea before Hero, right? I was not the, I was like, that would be great. If I could have kids, that would be great. But with my circumstances, it's not happening to me. And then I don't mind as well. I don't mind having kids either. That was my stance, right? But luckily, I met Justin, and then Hero happened. Yay. But if I had more financial stability or chance to meet men who are also willing to have family and stuff like that, then it would have happened much, much earlier. Yeah, right? So you should give mic to people like me, not Kaho Shibuya. And then also, like, the whole idea of video seemed like he's blaming women for choosing that way, like Kaho Shibuya, which is not the majority of Japanese women, right? He even brought some なんだっけあいつ politician. Yeah. He even brought a politician in the video. And the politician, it's super annoying. I want to punch her face. Just, and the politician is like, oh, we are providing so much support to women so they can have kids, but nobody seems to be interested in anymore. They're like, oh, it's not their problem, but women's problem, right? They really push, the whole video, including that politician or Nobita's narrative, it pushes women the blame, right? They put the blame on women for not choosing to have kids. It was really a bad video, right? It's almost like propaganda, right? A lot of data says that it's a financial issue, right? People can't think they can afford kids anymore. That's the reason, right? It's obvious, but of course politicians don't want to admit it, right? And but they perform something like, oh, we are giving support monies. We are giving so much support to kids, right? We pay childbirth fee. We pay like monthly, support to parents, all that kind of stuff. But in the back of those, or child care support, they take so much from us. So, yeah, maybe we receive money to raise children, but they also take more money, other tax, right? Like healthcare, insurance, pension, like income tax, everything. It's going up. So even with the money they give us, we don't feel enough. Then nothing really changed. The more they give us, the more they take from us. It's just a trick. They are making that kind of trick to make it look like they are giving support, but people don't choose to have kids, right? To put the blame on us. And Nobita is just helping that kind of narrative, right? Because Nobita doesn't like women. Nobita doesn't like women. Nobita doesn't like black people. Sorry. I gotta say. But, right? Yeah. Apparently, in his narrative, it's us, it's women to blame. Oh, they are. I mean, yes, some women are like that, but they ignore the fact that, Nobita or politicians, they ignore the fact that there are so many women out there who don't mind the idea of having kids and family, but they just can't. They don't have a chance to do so. But all the fact aside, they want to blame women. So yeah, I don't like that video. In my opinion, pretty much all of his videos misrepresent stuff just to get views. So because he's picking up topics and people who who do interviews to get attention, right? So he always picks up like extreme figures like JAB actresses, prostitution, like sex industry people, or no. Well, he also brought up the subject to the video about child abuse, right? Recently, more child abuse happening in Japan, みたいな. Which is, it's hardly true. It's hardly true. First of all, children, there are so much less children in Japan, so it's less likely to be more abuse, right? And also, because people are more aware of, child abuse and stuff like that, hence, maybe there are more reports, right? I think more people used to, like, abuse children back in the day because we didn't have that kind of mindset, But nowadays, parents are more aware of those things and take care of children properly. More fathers take care of their children more properly. But of course, because more awareness in Japan, there will be more reports as a data. But I think in general, child abuse rate is probably much less nowadays compared to, old days. But he mentions that one of the reasons people don't have children is child abuse. wait. Where did that come from? Right? What? I guess that in his theory. I guess that came from the fact that he interviewed like authorities who take care of like children who got child abuse or something like that, which is good. It's nice that he picks up that kind of topic and show like that side of Japan. But putting that subject into a childbirth rate, yeah, it's not appropriate. It's kind of out of blue. So, because he's looking at all the extreme side of Japan to make his content, his view is very biased. Biased from negative things, extreme things. Right? Representing Kaho to this topic is a really good example, you know. Not all the Japanese women are JAV actresses or involved with sex industry. But he's like, look at her. This is Japanese woman's opinion. Right? Like, dude, that's not the majority of us. Are we talking about Koha? Kaho です。Kaho. And she usually on Connor's channel. Yeah. She's a friend with Connor. Yeah. You mean Kaho isn't a typical Japanese woman? Yeah, right? Oh, Dario, welcome back. Using those type of women get views, but it's a statistical outlier outlier as far as profession. So. That's true. That's so true. I guess I spelled it wrong. あ、そう、カホね. Just watched that video the other day, right? Do halt. Love your conversations. Glad you enjoy it. It would have been better to interview salary women or part-time worker women. Exactly. Those are the majority of Japanese women. That's the majority というか demographic, right? Some people in the US or Canada even have like 8 children even if they can't afford it. Yeah. ね。そうだね。まあ、そうだよね。うん。なんか、これは、そうそう。I think people, まあ、まあね。まあ、I'm editing my video, right? My video, me talking about why Japanese population is declining so rapidly. So the video will tell you everything about my, thoughts in general. But, まあ, it's obviously from the statistic, from the data, it's the financial issue. うん。まあ、ほら、Japan has been deflation. Like Japan's economy is bad for nearly 40 years. 40 years, guys. So people who are under 40, they haven't had good experience at all, right? People like us, like under 40, never seen Japan so rich and bubbly. It's always bad economy. In this kind of, economic situation, people can't have hope, right? People can't really feel optimistic about the future. Oh, it's gonna be better, right? But on the other hand, people in the US or Canada, they have experienced some period of time, like younger generation, under 40. So I think some of the people still think, oh, the economy will get better sometime again. They still can't have hope. So they don't mind having some kids. But in Japan, it's always bad. It's always bad. People don't believe that it's gonna get better anytime soon. People know that. So they will be more protective about what they have. So that's why less people do investments, right? They don't really do なんかストックマーケットとか people aren't really willing to do it. They want to keep it. They want to keep the money because they might lose it, right? By going on stock market or stuff like that. So less people buy houses, less people buy cars, unless they live in a countryside. So like, yeah, well, we gotta save money. We gotta save money. We are very protective about our money. Hence, less people decide to have kids because they're expensive, right? He should have asked you. You have more realistic view. Yeah, but I don't know about that. He will probably edit out my realistic view, and he can make whatever the narrative he wants to make in his videos because his videos, right? And then this is what I heard from guys who collaborated with Nobita in very delicate subject, right? He didn't show the video before publish, which is very dangerous. So if I collaborate with Nobita, I have no control of what he makes because he doesn't show me beforehand, right? Maybe he changed his policy. Maybe he changed. But what if he hasn't? If he says he will show me before he publish, then I would think about it. But if not, then that means I have zero control of his narrative. It's his narrative and not mine, right? That's dangerous. He will just nitpick what I say, and then he can turn the content into like misogynic video. Right? So, no, you have to be careful if you get interviewed by Nobita, people like Nobita, you know. Daniel, Kai-chan is definitely one of the best things to happen, especially after the struggle we went through to have a baby. Yeah. Right? なんか So there's a much larger range of perspectives to Japan's declining birth rate. Yeah, people like me or Yuka-chan is more realistic figure. Oh, speaking of kids. Oh. Hello. ガガはい、ガガいますよ。ガガいますよ。はい。
どこ？
何？これじゃないの？ This one？ あ、何？これは違う。これはいいの？はい。あ、これもいらないの？違うの？これ？Okay. ヒロ君、what about puppy?
Puppy.
So puppy, you got the puppy shirt. Can you show them? Puppy shirts. Puppy.
Puppy.
イエーイ。
Puppy.
パピーだね。
ガ
はい、ガガありますよ。
ガ
ガガ、はい、ガガ、はい、ガガスティック is all yours。
ガガ？
ね、ガガ。
More gaga. Gotta have more gaga.
Yeah. Gotta catch them all. ね。
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe for his first like Pokemon toy it should be like Pidgey.
Pidgey.
Popo?
A popo.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
Yeah. Pidgey is.
Pidgey
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
English name
Yeah. Like
for popo.
Instead of like Bulbasaur or Charmander, like the main ones, I think Popo is.
Because Gaga.
Because Gaga.
Yeah.
あるかな? I have to go to a Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
Alright,
まあ
buddy.
でも he also likes puppy.
Oh.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Is there? I guess Growlithe is the only dog I can think of in first generation.
確かに there aren't so many dog Pokemon. Think about it.
First gen, I think Growlithe だけ? 他にあるかな? I'm sure chat knows.
Tutsi.
Tuchi.
Tutsi.
Yeah.
What?
Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. Let's.
Okay.
He's gonna take all your bird magnets.
Yeah.
No bird magnets for chat today. Sorry, guys. You know, clean us up,
Yeah. He stole all the birds stickers.
The Gaga Bandit.
Yeah. I'ma be real. Those type of videos make me feel like they are not serious about issues and just want clicks. Yeah. Feels like it. Or he genuinely thinks that women who are like Kaho is like Japanese standard. Kaho just about her looks and JAB. I'm not a fan of Kaho. Oh. そうなんだ. Oh no, I don't have any opinion on her personally. Personally. So, I mean, she thinks she doesn't want to have kids, then sure. I mean, I respect her decision, and then I'm not opposed to the, she's trying to make it, right? She has, that kind of background, so she, can't work in normal jobs. And I get that. She's trying to make it. And she's trying to be independent. So I respect in that way. But when it comes to representing Japanese women, then she's not the right person. That's all I'm saying, He seems a bit biased against women in his videos, right? It does is a financial issue, right? You hit the jackpot. I think the government gave tax break to companies that allow women employees to remote work after having kids would really help. So, remote working, like, give so many options, right? Flexibility. No BS. She did a lot of JAB, then regretted, but she shows her chests a lot on Twitch. そうだね. Yeah, that's her strength, I guess. I think a lot of that guy's YouTube videos are basically propaganda, and I stopped watching him years ago. Yeah, Nobita doesn't like much by the looks of things. Oh, Daryl, thanks for the super chat. At least you love us and give no BS. Yes. That's true. Thank you. まあ、スミスファンだからね。スミス書いとこう。スミティ・ヤング。False Camiji Fall. I honestly have never met a Japanese woman who did not want at least one kid. The physical problem is people are waiting till it's too late to decide to start families in all developed countries. そうだね。Yeah, it's not just Japan. But there are, it's not like one thing that it's causing declining birth, but a lot of things. And it's not just Japan. You should have a debate with him if he's not too scared. I think he's staying away from me. I think he does. From a male perspective, you are on point, but the issue is, at least with me, we do want a family. I do want to have a proper family. Okay. I think so. So I think that one of the strong points about foreign men is that not everyone, of course not everyone, but people still have like family-oriented idea. Like people have positive perspective, positive idea in like family, having family, right? So many people still are very open to, get married, have kids. get married は違うかな。なんだろう。なんか、そうだね。あ、でも違うのかな。なんだろう。でも、Okay. I guess in any countries, like any developed countries, more people don't, なんだろうな。More people choose not to get married or have kids in general, but those who want, they are more optimistic about it, right? They still have hope. But Japanese people, when it comes to Japanese people, even people who want to have kids, they are like, no, I'm not enough. I'm not independent enough. I'm not, I can't afford enough to have kids. Like, they're still like so negative about it. But if you want to have kids, want to have family, then think you can be a hope for those Japanese people who want to have kids but still hesitant because they lack ABC, XYZ, I think that was my case, to be honest. I was getting into like 30, middle 30, but I was not in the place. I didn't think I was in the place I can have kids, right? But, I was like, I mean, I was fine without kids, but it was more like, that'll be great kind of idea. And then Justin showed up, right? He was very open about it. And then, he's, as you can see, he's a very much of that material, right? He cooks, he does chores, housework, and then he's good with kids. So with him, I thought I can do it. Okay, with this man, I think I can do it. And then I could feel more optimistic about the idea of family and kids once I met him. Before then, I have never thought about it, to be honest. With my circumstances and people I was with, couldn't really think about family and kids. But with Justin, you know what I mean? So if you are open about the idea, then you can you can use as a strong point. It's for many Japanese people, including Japanese women, that's a hope, you know. So, yeah. Sorry, I have to catch up a lot. セドリック、はい。Cutlass, welcome back. Joe, welcome back. Yeah. It's crazy how if you are a fan of her work of Kaho Shibuya, she doesn't like talking about it on her Twitch channel. ああ、そっか。It's like she has mental disorder now. まあね。Still exploits her looks for money but has regrets. まあね。It should be a struggle, right? Having that kind of career background and try to still make it as a public figure. Can't wait to see that video. Yeah, I'm editing my ass off. Some people in my country say have as many kids as God says. They don't care, they can't afford it. Maybe that kind of religious thoughts, yeah, affecting it. Have a good night, do heart. Seymour, thanks for the super chat. Majin Rutherford, welcome. Thank you. It's bad, but like it isn't as bad as third world country and people have lots of children in those. I don't understand that part of it. まあね. Yeah. I remember when there was good times when a bag of chips cost 25 cents. Now it costs 2.69. Ooh, yeah. Inflation ね. If Japan is such a wealthy country in the global sense, who has all the money? That's the question. That's the question. もう Japanese politics is collapsed. Like, why do they take so much? They keep getting the most tax income each year, especially after Corona. Especially after Corona, you know, when people are suffering from their financial issues, government gets the most tax income each and every year these days. And then, hence, they say they take more. They will take more. For example, so you guys talked about this single tax だっけ? You know, Japan will start taxing to single. So I did a research, right? So it's not exactly single, like they are not exactly taxing singles, but basically they take extra tax saying it's for the child care support. And they will tax everyone. They will tax everyone, including us. Like people who have children or married. And then they use that money to support children, right? But that means people who are single just got taken and cannot receive the benefit. That's why many people complain that it's a single tax. So that's what is happening right now. But yeah, you guys, the government, they are taking like so much tax income, then where those tax go? Why, if the declining of birth is such an obvious, serious issue, then why don't you use the money to that already? Why do you have to take more from us? That means our lives become even more harder to have children. Like, are they idiots? Are they just a bunch of idiots in the government? Like, how does it how does it help children? How does it help parents who have children? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. So yeah, I have to skip a little bit. But Joe, thank you for the super chat. Joe, Walt, WT か and Frank, thank you. ちょっとね。And WT はね、big super chat, so I'll give you 餃子 dumpling Japanese dumpling for Walt and and shogi for Frank. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the support. So Joe, I stopped watching the Japan Reporter. His videos got a bit weird with the people he interviews, like porn actors. So, まあ、that's what he does. That's what he does. WT. Here's my small way to help the Japanese economy. I have noticed that more educated people have fewer kids. まあね。So when people get more educated, less kids they have because they are not gonna have too many kids they can afford, right? That's why there are so many kids were born in South Africa because they have zero education, zero sex education, so they don't know how kids born, and then there are too many children, and hence there will be more poor people there. But yeah, that's the paradox かね。But yeah, thank you, WT. So I guess what educated people can do is that raise their children better. you know, the, so at least those kids can function in the society and contribute to the society. I mean, that's not the purpose of all, but we have responsibilities. We have responsibilities. We all have responsibilities. Then we have to teach those kids about it. Seems like Nobita has been pushing a pro-immigration narrative recently. I don't know why. Immigration もね。そうだね。Hiro, I think Nobita is scared of you. Maybe. Because I'm more opinionated than normal Japanese women. Yeah. Just give him all the gagas. Hiro-kun, so much hair now, right? Yeah, his hair grows so much lately. Nobita ducking the Asagi fade. Ducking. Hiro's so cute. Thank you, thank you. Kawaii. Does Hiro like 乗り物? Trains, pato car, パトロールカー、消防車、救急車。He does love all the trucks. Yeah. もうね、trains とか、そうそうそうそう。Yeah, he loves it. Recently, he watches Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol, shows all the trucks and cars, right? So, yeah, he likes puppies and cars. Yeah, that's all. I wonder if Nobita has ever dated a Japanese woman. He's married. He's married, but not sure about her nationality. Do you guys know that? He's married, but maybe not Japanese, but perhaps Japanese. I don't know. Do you think financial is the number one thing a Japanese girl in her 30s priorities? Financial issue じゃない？Yeah. でも when it comes to women, there are a lot more than just financial issue. Yeah. Which I will talk about it in the video I am editing right now. So. Is remote work something in Japan? I feel like it would conflict with Japan's work culture. Yeah, that's why. そうだね。まあ、Justin is remote working, fully remote, but that's rare. That's very rare. Does those type women contact him for self-promotion? It seems highly unusual that he always seemed to find those type women. So self-promotion seems like it. At least JAB actresses, they contact Nobita to promote themselves. So he's just taking that opportunity to get views. So for them, it's a win-win situation. Yeah. And maybe Kaho Shibuya's interview is something like that too. But I don't know. Dr. Adam Lee friend. Would Japanese women date someone with no sexual or relationship experience? In the West, guys get judged or pressured for it. Just wondering, it's seen differently in Japan. まあそうだね、guys with no sexual relationship or experience. そうだね。I think it's the same, sadly. Because women, in general, well, in Japan, we are still kind of like a little more conservative, traditional side compared to the West. Women usually expect men to take the lead in the dating situation. So if a guy cannot really take the lead, I don't know what to do, then they will get confused and probably don't choose that kind of guys. So yeah, if I recommend getting like some experiences before going to a woman you seriously want to be with. It's strange, but it's like I don't like to say like this, but it's like a game, like Pokemon, right? You're not gonna get Pikachu or Mewtwo from the beginning. You are still at the pallet town and hunting Popo. Popo ってピジーか、Pidgeys. Hunting Pidgeys first. Then you can level up yourself and go getting like Pikachu or more rare Pokemons, stronger Pokemons, right? So you need to leave Pallet Town first to get like woman of your dream. Which means you gotta start from somewhere, some woman. That you can get right now. Oh, I know it's weird. It's a weird thing about modern dating, I guess. But of course, there are very few women who don't mind it, or few women who actually respect that, you know. Oh, he's not a playboy at least. But yes, there are that kind of women too, but you can't expect so much. Oh, bye, Dario. Alright, sorry, I gotta skip a little bit. People don't have kids because of economics. But that's the general, reason, like fundamental reason, I think. Ultra fine point. Hello, ultra reporting in from Tennessee. Oh, welcome. It helps them by making their wallets fatter, right? もうね、もう disappointed. Though technically there are options to reduce taxes, but you have to have money to save money via an LLC. ちょっとわかんない。I don't know that. Oh, Mas, welcome back. The tax will support an increasingly elderly population. Pension money. That's true. Yeah, they are giving favor to elderly people to get more votes, but don't really care about young generation. Dive bomb. I'd rather my money be taxed to help out the community and the greater good over my taxes going to suicidal Musk's foreign business ventures and Jeff Bezos. Yeah. And ultra fine point. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Are there a bunch of idiots in the government? A timeless question. Dates are expensive. Wages are stagnant. Divorce is insanely lopsided against men. There's a reason men want to marry. America ね in the US ね。I couldn't. But thank you. Ultra fine point. そうだね。まあ、I see both sides when it comes to, divorce. そうね。なんだろうね。本当、it's sad. It's really sad. Sometimes people who you spend like decades together, they turn into an enemy, right? Doesn't matter, wife, husband, doesn't matter. I've seen both, right? Like husbands who take everything from the wife とかね because he's rich or something like that. The wife was the full-time housewife. He has all the money and take all the money when they divorce. Or like very mean women, wives who try to take everything from the husband とかね。try to like even try to 妨害なんて言うんだっけ even try to attack your next relationship とかね。It's really bad in both ways. So choose the partner very carefully, I would say. It's an idealism that doesn't work. I think the government support usually starts with good intentions, but I think people tend to better with less taxes and more independence from government. Nobita is married? That is new to me. He is married. だって I think he was making a なんか announce video about it. If your son ever discovers Thomas the Tank Engine, he'll become obsessed. あ、トーマスね。トーマスね。そうだね。So far he likes Paw Patrol, but maybe Thomas phase will come very soon. Yeah. Haven't seen Kaho on Connor's videos lately, so maybe she needed the exposure. Oh. Is Justin's work situation rare? I would like to work hopefully remote IT in Japan, but usually here it is nearly impossible. そうだね。まあ IT だったら IT field you can find a little more options there, but the fact that you are a foreigner in Japan might minimize the option again. So, ね、you gotta look for it. You gotta look for it. Asagi just said get out of the poke center and get some experience. If I ever move to Japan, I wanna try to buy a house in Kofu. Sounds good, near Mount Fuji. Kaho, I think, is busy with VA work. Voice actor. She recently voiced a character Yakuza game. That's why she hasn't been around Connor and the others. That's good for her. Ultra fine point. Oh, thanks for the super chat. That's kind of big. ちょっと待って、all caps. All women expect six things from a potential partner. 1. Financial security. Sure. 2. Sexual emotional pleasure. I guess so. 3. But 2 is not the top priority like that. But 3. Protection. Superman. Completely influence. 何 competency influence. What does that mean? 5. Fertility, attraction, good genes, and way down on the list. 6. The intangible love vibes. なんか、まあ assuming from your like profile picture and everything, I think you are talking about like very なんだろうな American masculinity みたいな。なんか masculinity. I think you are stuck in a hyper masculinity culture in the US. That's what I feel. Because not all the women are like that, you know. なんか looks aggressive. You have an aggressive view in women, hence you are hyper masculine. And I mean, if that works for you, good for you. But ね、なんか it sounds like exhausting being in a hyper masculinity sense. You know what I mean? なんかね、but I think that's American, what women in America want. Like many American women want, right? Like want men to be like very masculine, and you can't show any vulnerability, weakness, etc., etc. Which is so hard on men. Yeah, it sounds like it. But at least in Japan, that kind of hyper masculinity is very unnecessary. So I don't know. まあね、I'm kind of I can't agree with you, but I understand how you feel when it comes to, you know, being in the US and being in a position you have to be very masculine. So anyways, thanks for the support. 招き猫 Fortune Cat. I love the Pokemon analogy. That's funny. I'm glad I didn't have kids with my ex-wife. She was an abuser and would have used my kids as a poker chip, in quote. She was very bad person. I'm much freer and happier now. Okay, good for you. Tonight I learned that PG is popo. I shouldn't be a popo when dating. そう。みんなね、you start from popo. Yeah, you gotta start from somewhere. And maybe you know, some men can start from somewhere like I don't know, Pikachu or like, but it's very minority. Many men gotta start from popo, PG, PG. And once you get used to getting PGs, you leave Pallet Town and then get like, I don't know, ボルボソとか。Right? そう。I think that's the one of many misconceptions that dating beginners have, right? They think they should approach once they find like a dream girl, right? But that's like you are trying to get Mewtwo at the Pallet Town. That's not possible. If you don't have any, like, if you haven't really talked with women, if you haven't approached, if you haven't practiced, you know, doesn't matter if it's, you know, if it doesn't go to a serious relationship from the beginning, you know, doesn't matter. You gotta go out and practice to be brave and get attention from women, right? You have to you need that kind of practice, but without all this practice you can't get Mewtwo from the beginning, right? But they don't know that, right? They don't know that, but they think, you know, there is this dream woman at the classroom, and then they won't approach that woman, right? But of course, they don't have any experience. They haven't even got popo. So they don't know how. And what they do is to pay for hyperball, not the normal monster ball, but the hyperball or like a platinum ball or something. They start paying for that kind of gimmicks, you know. For example, in the reality life, paying so much for dating app とかね. Like, oh, I gotta pay for Bumble, right? Keep paying. Then I can get, you know, then I can somehow compensate my weakness and lack of experience by paying to Bumble, right? And then I can get Mewtwo, so somehow. But that's not that's not the issue. What kind of ball you use, it doesn't matter. If you don't know how to attract women, then no dating apps would help you, right? No matchmaker can help you if you don't know that, right? So you gotta level up yourself, not the Pokeball. He's doing the red pill stuff from American YouTubers. Oh, なんだっけ Red pill. I've heard of it, but I forgot what it was. Thanks for the neko, yeah, cat. Hmm. そうね、なんか、そうそう、山梨 prefecture seem to be very popular nowadays among foreigners. Especially, I guess, it's not just, all the Mount Fuji and great foods and beautiful scenery, but PewDiePie. PewDiePie lives there, right? I think, まあね、I think even after that, more people are moving into Yamanashi. It feels like. I don't know, but it feels like it. Is someone going to tell Asagi that you start with Bulbasaur in Pallet Town? Bulbasaur いたっけ in Pallet Town? I don't know. Lloyd, welcome back. Michael, I just moved to Moriyama City in Shiga. It's harder to meet people here. Shiga ね. Do you have any advice for adapting to culture and engaging with the community? もうね、そうだね。ちょっとね、countryside area. Shiga. Not completely countryside, but not the big city. もうね、language だね。もう try speaking Japanese as much as possible. And if you even if you don't speak Japanese so fluently, your vibe, your willingness to learn the culture, people will help you if they see that from you, right? If you are, that type of gaijin who doesn't care about, locals, like what they think about them, or things like that, they will put the wall between you and them. But if you show that you're willing to learn, you're willing to talk with locals, then they will let you in, especially if you go to like places like local bars, stuff like that. Local bars, and if that's like super local bars are kind of hard for you, then try finding like foreign themed bars such as, I don't know about Shiga, but for example, like taco place とかね. There are like few in town. Taco place is not everywhere, of course, in Japan, but there are a few in town, maybe few in a prefecture, right? You go there, many foreigners are there. Not many, but some foreigners are there. And Japanese people who come to that kind of place, like foreign themed restaurant, taco place, pizza place, that kind of American themed restaurant, they are willing to know American people, American culture, or Western culture in general. So I think that kind of finding that kind of spots are good for you, but you gotta try hard to find that kind of spots. It takes effort, but once you find that kind of place that you can casually go to and meet people, then life will be much more fun and easier for you. Quick bowl, then 20 ultra bowls combo. Never lead with money. That's the worst thing to do in relationship. In real life, unlike gaming, you can't buy your way to victory in relationships. That's true. So the professor ripped me off when he sold me the master ball. そうだ。マスターボールは right? If you don't level up yourself, using master ball doesn't help so much, right? ドクターアダム Thanks for the super chat. Counting the Pokemon analogy. Guys, I'm heading out on an adventure. I need to date 150 women to finally find my dream Mewtwo girlfriend slash wife. Gotta date them all. Love it. Thank you. ドクターちょっとドクターアダムで Thank you so much. No easy way. No easy way. Sorry. Daniel, I like Asagi's gaming Pokemon analogy. I wanna hear an Elden Ring analogy. それはわかんない。I don't know that one. I only know Pokemon. When I hear Pokeball, I think of a meal. Pokeball. ハワイアンミールだね。そっか。Thank goodness I haven't had to learn how to attract women or be ultra masculine in order to get a girlfriend. All of this sounds weird to me. そう。まあね。Don't be that gaijin. For sure. But surprisingly, you're gonna see and encounter that type of gaijin if you come to Japan, especially Tokyo area. Especially Tokyo area. Because, if you live in Tokyo, says Tokyo, you don't really need to speak Japanese. You can definitely survive and make friends with other gaijins and people who speak English. If you just stuck in a central Tokyo area, like, you are always partying at Shibuya とか Shinjuku, then, yeah, if that's all about in your life, then that's fine. Yeah, you don't have to speak the language. Then, you'll be alright with your friend circle and parties. Yeah, clubs and parties, drinking places. You'll be fine without speaking Japanese. But you should also understand that you are wasting so many opportunities outside that kind of gaijin bubble in Tokyo. Yeah. I wish I had the Pocket Talk translator and the AI translation tools we have now when I hiked Fuji back in 2019. I'm so jealous of you younger folks. Oh, man, younger folks, man, they definitely have other issues when I see like younger customers. For example, they are very much afraid of making mistakes, right? Even though, there are so many tools out there, they are like always looking for ways not to make failure, ways like superficial hacks and stuff like that. They try to rely on those things and try not to make any mistakes, right? But in fact, you gotta make mistakes. You gotta experience failures to get to the next steps of your life in general, not just dating and relationship, right? But they're really afraid of it and always trying to find an easy way out. And that works in that some field in life, but definitely not the dating relationship, right? So they have that kind of issues, also financial issues, right? They with this economy, both in Japan and America, they tend to be like not stable compared to men who are like 40s to late 30s. So they definitely have those kind of hardships, but yeah, they have many resources. Yeah. I'm lost with the Pocky talk as well. I'm glad you guys like the Pokemon analogy. Find a taco spot or taco spot, right? Dive bomb. I wonder if Japanese karaoke bars would let me bring a bass guitar and an amplifier. I like to play bass while singing. すごいね。すごい。あれ Can't you do that? I've seen some people playing instruments using karaoke box to practice the instruments, but I don't know. Maybe there are some karaoke boxes that don't allow. Bulbasaur is 不思議だね, which translate as weird seeds, or maybe weird. Huh? そうだったら不思議だねって。確かに。Right. Japan will live up to your expectations as tourists. Just be polite, learn a bit about the culture, follow the social cues. Yeah. You gotta date them all. Lloyd, thanks for the super chat. How big of a Pokemon ball am I going to have to carry? how big of a Pokemon ball? Yeah. Lloyd. Thanks so much. I speak at approximately an N5 level, and I was just in Osaka for the first few days here, and I was meeting people decently often. What is the cultural approach to introducing myself to neighbors? So, the thing is, we don't really do that, right? We don't really do that. It's hard to make friends in Japan in general. ってさ、まあでも that's what I usually tell you guys, you know. I've often told you have things in common, right? And makes excuse to exchange like numbers and stuff. Line address, you know. You know. なんかさ、American people, you can do that, right? なんか you are at like supermarket or cafe and then see this person that looks interesting. And then you can strike up a conversation with those strangers. And then, oh, by the way, I'm Asagi. Nice to meet you. Where do you live? Let's grab drink sometime. みたいな You can do that. But in Japan, it's hard to do that. なんか you look suspicious if you mess up things, right? So definitely it takes time to make friends when it comes to Japanese people. So have things in common. Start talking about like finding things in common, right? And oh, you like taco too? Have you been to that taco place? Let's go together sometime みたいな. You gotta find something in common. And then, oh, by the way, can we exchange, you know, line address or Instagram or whatever? We can make conversation. And then things start from there. Yeah. So sort of have things in common. That's the way to not look suspicious, you know? そうだね. Recently, I made friends with the neighbor, which is kind of rare to me. I mean, I haven't really made friends with neighbor in my adulthood, right? People who they are just people who live next to me or things like that. It rarely happens in the modern Japanese society, like a Tokyo society. They are like just strangers. People don't really talk to each other. You know, people and families who live in same apartment, we you know, greet. We do greeting, but don't really have conversation. Or we don't even say hi or anything. It's the Tokyo culture, especially Tokyo. でも、in our case, Hiro was playing outside our apartment, and there is this neighbor who is also half kids family, and kids started playing, you know, the half British kids なんだけど、they were really interested in Hiro because they are kind of like older kids, and they take care of Hiro very well. I really appreciate it. And eventually their mom came, and you know, we started to chat each other, and then, you know, that happened like more than a few times, and then we finally exchanged our number. And you know, hey, let's do family hangout sometime. And then, oh, can I ask your number then? Line address? And then we exchanged finally. So it took time. Even though, you know, kids playing many times, you know. So we needed more excuses to like hang out or, you know, make the relationship progress, you know. So yeah, it's really hard. And with them, it was easy. It was easier, but still took time to become like friends, you know. So yeah, man, that's Japan. One of the you know difficult side about living in Japan, I think. how to make friends. Takes time and effort to friends. Which Pokemon would Nobita be? okay. Let's stop right there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yep. Which Pokemon would Kaho be? Oh. What do you think? There was an episode of Black Mirror. Black Mirror ってなんだ？なんか TV show かな？ I don't know. I think with the internet now, failure has become a lot more punishing for young people. No one wants to get made fun of online or putting yourself out there. Right. そうだね。もう the downside of internet, there are so many. Yeah. Michael, I'm learning to put myself out there and make mistakes. Being raised somewhat Japanese, I very much relate to the super shy personality. Oh. そうね。Yeah. そうだよね。Yeah, you can only learn from mistakes, right? でも not so many people are willing to make one. It sucks. Yeah. But once you understand that's just the passing point, the necessary procedure, then it will be easier. It makes you feel easier a little bit. Oh, Ultra Fine, thanks for another super chat. It's hard to make friends in Japan. An understatement of the century, but you will after time and patience. Don't be a stranger. Yeah, have commonality. そうね、もうね、have things in common. じゃあオムライススティッカー to you. よいしょ。Thank you. Oh, sorry. そうだね。When it's out of blue, most of the time, especially women in Japan, they will, give you a suspicious look. Unless you are like super handsome guy. I mean, even if you are a handsome guy, usually women will be like, why would this handsome guy talk to me? We don't have anything in common, right? It's kind of weird. But, it doesn't harm talking to handsome men, I guess. I think that's their, that's how they would take. そうだね。Can't I just take you with me to do the talking? Surprise is good. I think it's nice that in Western culture, you can actually do it, right? Of course, you have to. It has to be done right, of course. But ね、すごいね。I like that kind of attitude, like American people. Like when I went to the US, people are just friendly. Like they strike up conversation, like men and women, and especially women. They are like when I went to the US. Some girls they are like oh, I like your T-shirts. I like your outfit. Where did you get that from? Like, and then we can strike up a conversation, and it's very nice, a nice experience. But sadly, in Japan, it's not really a thing. People are kind of like people have many layers, so you have to kind of open up the wrapping little by little to get to know a person, you know. Yeah. I think it has to do with the apartment dwelling and stressful lifestyle. The more rural you go in both America and Japan, I've found the more open and honest people are. そうだね、そうだね。なんか people in the rural area, they are more like easygoing, open to talk. まああとは old people とか。We are doing a BBQ, come on over, bring the kids, that kind of stuff. ああ、いいね、いいね。Yeah, I like that. It's getting a bit like that here too. People keeping Meyer to themselves. ああ、そっか。Maybe that's a modern issue? Yeah, なんかあるよね。COVID surely didn't help. Isolationism has really hit a lot of younger people hard. That's true. The road of success is paved with mistakes. Yep. It's easy to make friends in hospital. I'm sure, right? Like, oh, my leg hurts. What about you? Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, we are both patient. Like, you guys have things in common, right? And then I guess it's boring in the hospital, so. When it's out of the blue, they will think it's nampa. So exactly, nampa or sketchy business, coats, yeah, those things. Because surprisingly, if you are a foreigner, you might not get those things. But if you are a Japanese woman, right? So many like sketchy people approaching you. ね、なんかそう、coatsなんかit's same in Korea だって I heard. In Korea there is なんかムーニーみたいな、なんか some kind of coat. They are really big in South Korea, and then in Seoul City, when you get talked by someone, they feel suspicious, right? Because there are so many like Mooney coats trying to recruit in Seoul, in South Korea. So people don't really accept strangers talking to them because of that. And in Japan, there is that too. But also when it comes to Japanese women, yes, there are aggressive nampa people, aggressive pickup artists, very aggressive. Pickup artists and JAV recruiters. Maybe not JAV anymore, but back in the day, when I was younger, there was things like that. Sex worker recruiters. とか、yeah, coats, aggressive pickup artists. So many dangerous people out there, especially in Tokyo area. So women are very protective, They don't want to talk with strangers because most likely those are dangerous, So with our instincts, we try not to talk with strangers on the street out of blue, right? Maybe if you are at the same bar, if you are at the same events. If you share things in common, then that will let the guard down, but not on the street or out of the blue. There's no rules for handsome guys. I guess so. It's not fair, but yeah. Another super chat. Oh my gosh, thank you. Ultra fine point. Life without pain isn't real. Brian Cranston. おー、アニメか。マクロスプラス。へー。It's well said. Well said. Right. Don't be afraid to fail. お、more sticker. 何がいい？あら？サルゲッチュ。サルゲッチュ。Ape escape in English. サルゲッチュ in Japanese. はい。Thank you. そうね。Okay. It was a really fun chat. We talked about population crisis, Nobita, Japan reporter, to Pokemon analogy in dating. It's been fun, but it's time for me to go. Thank you for all the support. Appreciate the support, everyone, and thanks for joining the chat. Next week, probably Sunday, noon, same time. That's all. Until next weekend. Have a good weekend. I'll see you in the next one.